I want you to listen carefully. This is what I mean about these lying politicians, and why in the world would you want to grant them more authority over your life? This is Barney Frank, June 27, 2005, on the House floor. We got this hat tip to serum.com. We will link to this and everything else I talk about on marklevinshow.com. And while I'm at it, it's a nice weekend to go to marklevinshow.com. Unlike most of the other sites, it's free. No platinum, gold, silver, whatever the hell. Free. Free at last! Anyway, listen carefully to this, because I want to contrast it with another clip right after it. Barney Frank, June 27, 05, on the House floor. Cut 4, go.
But those who argue that housing prices are now at the point of a bubble seem to me to be missing a very important point. Unlike previous examples we have had, where substantial excessive inflation of prices later caused some problems, we are talking here about an entity, home ownership, homes, where there is not the degree of leverage that we have seen elsewhere. This is not the dot-com situation. We have problems with people having invested in business plans for which there was no reality, and people building fiber optic cable for which there was no need. Homes that are occupied may see an ebb and flow in the price at a certain percentage level, but you're not going to see the collapse that you see when people talk about a bubble. And so those of us on our committee in particular will continue to push for home ownership.
Got that? By the way, doesn't he sound like he really knows what he's talking about? Don't all these leftists always sound like they really know what they're talking about? That's the problem. They're full of crap. They're lawyers. They're debaters. They're full of crap who do nothing. And yet, so convincing. Now, here's Barney Frank yesterday on PBS with Tavis Smiley, who, by the way, never smiles. Tavis Smiley actually was Monday. Listen to this. Cut 5, go.
One of the causes of the terrible crisis we had over the last few years, which has given us today's problem, it came from people being pushed into buying houses, taking out loans that they couldn't afford. Part of that was a conservative view that rental housing was a bad thing. I had been trying with a lot of others to try and continue programs to build decent rental housing for people. What we had were people in power who didn't like that, and they said, no, we'll help them become homeowners. Well, people were pushing home ownership who shouldn't have been there. So what I did today, because we have now in Barack Obama a president who understands this, that if you are low income in America, if you're poor, you probably are not going to be able to afford a home.
Do you believe this? I just played you a clip from 3.5 years ago, a little more, where the guy on the House floor is pushing for home ownership and is going to continue to push for home ownership, he says. Then a little more than 3.5 years later, on this Tavis Smiley show, he says it was the conservatives pushing, and he was pushing for rental housing. Flat out liar, this jerk. This despicable political hack. Flat out liar. And where's David Gray? Where's my Meet the Depressed music? Let me know when you have that, will you? I mean, isn't that Sunday? Yes. Hey, David Gregory. Yes, I'm the guy you used to say who always carried the Constitution in my pocket. Remember me? Let's have Barney's Frank on your show. Barney's Frank. Mr. Franks. That's Barney's Frank, I guess. Mr. Frank, on June 27, 2005, you said on the floor of the House of Representatives there wasn't going to be any bubble. After all, we're talking about home ownership. You said that. You said that you are going to continue to push for home ownership. You said that. Then the other day on Tavis Smiley, really should be called Tavis Never Smileys, on Tavis Smiley's show on PBS, that would be government TV, you said the opposite. You said it was conservatives pushing for home ownership, and you were pushing for rental housing. You, Mr. Frank, are a serial liar. You, Mr. Frank, should be in an armed jumpsuit in some federal prison with a roommate named Bruce. That's correct. We've had enough of you, your lies, your leftism. This is the same guy, ladies and gentlemen, who's never managed a damn thing, but he wants to decide what executives should earn, who should get bonuses, and not just in companies that took loans, in every company, because Barney Frank, he knows everything. Guy's a joke. He's a joke, and he's running the damn country. Like Obama. Guy's never done. You know, when you take Obama and Pelosi, and you take Barney's Frank, between the three of them, I don't think they've ever held a job in the private sector. I mean, a real job. Not some left-wing, non-profit, hackery-type job. I don't think they have. What have they ever done? Get elected to office. Now they can manage everything. I detest these people. They're destroying my country. I detest them. And by the way, there's some Republics, too. Don't get me wrong. But these people are hard left. These people are radicals. These people want transformation. These people hate our economic system, and they are, day by day, crashing it. Look at the 401ks. Look at any investments in the stock market. They're worth 40%, 50%, 60% what they used to be worth. Do you hear them say anything about it? Yeah, it goes up and down. What the hell do you want from us? Oh. Then they define millionaires down. They dumb it down to people and businesses that earn $250,000 a year. And tomorrow it'll be $150,000. And the day after that, it'll be all of you. You're all millionaires. We've got to deal with all of you and all your property and all your income. We got to deal with your light bulbs and your toilets and your cars, your energy sources and your footprints. We will decide what's good for you. We'll decide if you get a prescription drug or not. We'll decide if you get a medical procedure or not. We're going to decide what schools your kids go to and what they learn at the schools. We're going to decide when you're a senior citizen, if you're ill, if you get to live or not. And all for the children. All for the senior citizens. All for the working man. We, Barney Frank, Nancy Pelosi, Barack Obama, between the three of us, we've never done a damn thing in our lives, but we're going to run the world. We're power hungry. Nobody can stop us. And our friends in the media, they agree with us. They want us to do these things. Just go into your supermarket or grocery store. See all those magnificent colored pictures? Oh, they're great. See the magazine covers? See the book covers? Oh, how can you miss them? There's the Obamas. Oh, I saw one with Biden. Plugs. Yes, he was in there too. Yes, cult of personality. Aren't they magnificent? What a historic time we have in our country. We should be so proud, shouldn't we? Bankrupting our nation's future, undermining our security, giving aid and comfort to our enemies with the release of memos and photographs. What a magnificent administration. What a magnificent government. We'll be right back.